flavor gets its wings.
All right, Disrex, what is the prep looking like, buddy?
I finished everything and we're still here, which is amazing.
We take that. We call that a win.
Yeah, it's a win. Well, it was actually pretty fast because we're still doing one of the same teams.
Mm-hmm. All right, I already think this pick ban is questionable.
Oh, I haven't.
Morgana Echo bans Nunu and Kaisa. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Zaya ban now. It's going to be a Kali.
We had Echo ban because they're all obsessed with it.
All right, so Kali ban on the other side. So Nautilus, just because people are still super traumatized. Although Kaisa's already been taken away, so why am I going to play Nautilus? Maybe you ban Rakan if you're not going to have Prio for Zaya.
Oh, what is that? Vortex?
Vortex is blue side.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of Pike. Okay, it's a little bit of a solo queue one. Pike is still menacing, but
well, it's not that. It's that what's his name? Dano is a high KDA support who loves to play Pike almost exclusively.
Not put this man on Janna right now.
He's a Pike Swain dude, so he's probably gonna pick Swain. I bet.
Okay.
But if they pick Swain, that could work well with the Zaya, but they got taken away. Oh wait, no, that's Vortex on blue side, right?
Yeah, Vortex got it. So Zaya, you probably want to pick either another support here, or if you want to really force them on Zaya Rakan, just don't even bother. I don't know if I like Pantheon anymore, only because they knocked his execute range on his Q from 25 to 20%.
Yeah.
Still does it feel amazing? You can pick Syndra here if you're feeling really brave. Although I'm like not sure if Flamers really wants to play Syndra bot.
I feel like you go for the support
Syndra
here.
Thresh. I think Syndra Thresh would be really good into Zaya.
Yeah, I think Thresh is the best one right there.
All right, good. Caitlyn, thank God. This is a champion that's like...
Oh my God, you're ahead of me. Fuck you.
Caitlyn and Varus are two champions that I think need to see play, because like these are actually super overtuned. Well, Varus is overtuned. Caitlyn's like a little bit more balanced, but all right. Don't want to have to pick support here if you don't want to. Probably pick jungler. Yeah, Greg is still on the table. I'm insane. I'm thinking, dude, I'm not ahead of you. I'm just a prophet. It's fine.
No. I was looking at the wrong thing.
You're good.
I was looking at the fucking stream. I was like, how are you seeing these so early? And I was like, oh wait, the pick bans are here.
Yeah. You can pick mid laner here if you want. You can pick a top laner. I think Rumble would be a really good flex pick. If you really want to be really funny. You can pick Rumble. We're just going to pick Rakan here.
I got to finish off the Rakan.
Bro, why didn't they just put Rakan next to Zaya, man? You could just done it second. You already had double pick.
True.
Kale. Okay. I mean, this is already a champion that was already kind of... So this is probably Pantheon jungle then.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. Kled, you want to get rid of any kind of things that are going to like hard abuse Kale. Probably going to get rid of Malphite. Just saying. You want to get rid of supports? Was it Flamers that had the Swain dude? Or no, that's on Vortex.
It's Vortex, yeah.
Okay.
But Swain's not a problem anymore. I went with Rakan.
You could get rid of Thresh here. You can get rid of Alistar here. Leona is a really good pick. Especially if you have Fervor of Battle.
It's not really going to stop Flamer's support, though. But they did take away a lot of his good stuff.
Yeah. What does Flamers typically play for support?
They actually like targeted him quite a bit. The Gragas Rakan are both picks he normally does.
Well, they probably play Yasuo then.
And he's a huge Thresh player, so...
Okay.
This only one I can see.
All right, then I guess it's Thresh, unless they really want to... Yeah, okay, good. See the Alistar. Yeah. All right.
Superstar.
All right, cool. So now you have solo lanes you can pick. We saw Kled and Lissandra, so I'm going to assume Orianna's probably on the table. If not, then... I don't know how I feel about Aurelia in this match. Aurelia could be popular. Okay, so they're going for the Nocturne.
So
Oh.
they have to pick mid lane. But well,
Okay,
really
so then it is Nocturne mid then.
they could still go for the Swain if they wanted.
Yeah, it's just it's look.
What is this? I don't get.
All right. So hear me out, right?
Is this mid grog?
No, I hope it's not. Are
It's
you ready for
mid-grog.
this? Are you ready for this? It's
Wait, it's mid knock, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh my god.
It's
Holy
okay.
shit.
Imagine this, right? So Scion presses R, right?
Vroom vroom.
It's vroom vroom, dude.
Vroom vroom.
Gragas Predator, Nocturne Ultimate.
Vroom vroom. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god. All right.
I like the Elise pick.
Oh, for sure.
That's
So,
really fucking good for their. Oh god, that works almost for every lane.
uh,
That's a dive composition. Holy shit.
What is happening? What is this draft? Oh,
They just want to dive, dude. That's all they want.
Oh, Jesus. This is
You're gonna
beautiful.
You're gonna hear the honk honk of Scion and then immediately a honk honk of Pantheon.
Bro,
Honk
there's
honk
a
of
lot of
Nocturne.
honk honk, dude. Vortex picked the clown draft. Holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this whole thing is honk honk. We gotta go full honk.
This is gonna be, dude. This is gonna be so good.
Oh,
This is the custom honk.
the cusp.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
We gotta get pizza time in there. Oh, Jesus. It's pizza time.
Pizza time, pizza time.
All right. Excuse me, Jesus. I mean, I kind of like this draft. Flamers has a really interesting draft, although I have a really sneaking suspicion that Flamers can very quickly throw this away.
Oh crap, I just realized something.
What's up?
She never told us we went live.
Oh, I figured we were live.
We're actually live right now?
Yes.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Prophecy Cup. I am
Yeah.
Alk Battery. This is Destrux. This is the full clown draft.
Dude. Holy crap.
We got a
Oh,
great
yes,
game.
dude.
Vortex versus Flavors, Season
said
9, Week 2. Destrux, my man. How you feeling?
Let's get into it. I gotta do this proper, okay?
All right, everyone, wind back to the beginning of the
All right,
draft.
rewind. Press that freaking Echo R as I continue to censor my curses now.
Oh, shit.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Prophecy Cup. Week number 2 is here, and with patch 9.2 fresh and live on the Rift, sure to be a hell of a match. As today's matchup is the 2-in-1 Vortex, looking to claim victory against the undefeated Flamers Inc. I'm your cast of the day, Eric Deserux Beltran, followed by my co-caster, my clown caster, Dimitri Alk Battery Toledo. Alk, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man, especially after watching this draft. Catching up with you again, I feel really good watching this one, and I'm ready to kind of jump in on this.
Yeah, so we definitely have some pretty interesting picks going through. We were talking about it earlier, probably overheard a little bit too much as we're going on it, but yeah, so Vortex, on the side of them, comp, beat. On the side of Flamers, they're going for something that's more along the lines of we're going to dive you at every tower we could possibly find.
Yeah, and they have a lot of ways to try and enable this, right? We've got the Caitlyn, we've got this Pantheon and Elise. I am a little bit worried, like I was kind of trying to mention earlier for the side of Flamers. They can go in and they have they have some decent ways to try and get out, but Vortex have a lot of great tools for them. They can try to stall that and try to delay this. And when you have someone like Scion, you have like this Rakan and this Zaya Gragas, it becomes very difficult for you to try to dive these turrets if Vortex is able to play this correctly. So there's a little bit of predication on can they actually end up stalling this dive, and if Flamers are able to get those kills before, it kind of gets a little bit too deep.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is going to come down to lane priority, especially early on when going against something like an Elise. Because if you get shoved to your tower against an Elise has no problem diving you because of repel. Just go straight for the dive, get the damage in, and the moment you get a little bit too low, pop that repel, you go straight into the air. So the early game, Vortex is going to have to be on close alert for this matchup because you don't want to give that early gold lead because there are some very brilliant hyperscalers on the side of Flamers.
Yeah. Flamers, I kind of want to watch how they dive, right? Like we're putting a lot of emphasis on this dive. I want to see how they're able to, juggle this turret aggro because yes, they have a lot of tools to be able to do this, but what happens when we see Kale go in and accidentally gets to this kind of turret priority, or if we see Alistar going a little bit too deep, doesn't have flash? That's what I'm kind of worried here for.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that they have a lot of great ways to get themselves ahead in this early game. Level 2, we're going to be hopefully watching Caitlyn and Alistar kind of duke it out with the lovers duo on the side of Vortex. And hopefully this Elise gets off to a great start because I think Loker can do a pretty great job on Gragas trying to control this. She doesn't have a lot of great lanes. I mean, you have this mid lane that's really going to be interesting to watch. We have this Nocturne going into the Pantheon. He's taking TP, so it's not going to have as much kind of a
Kill pressure.
that 1v1 ignite prowess, but Elise kind of has a pretty difficult time trying to dive some of these champions unless the waves are prepped.
Yeah, it really depends on what stage you're going through the dives. I mean, usually with an Elise, you are trying to get, the pre 14-minute dives going on before the plates fall, try and cash in as much gold as possible, get that spike going. But enough about the dives. Flipping onto the other side, we were talking about it earlier. The mid lane Nocturne, it is back. It is on the attack and just waiting for that paranoid to be clicked. We get the beep beeps going, and that's what we wanted to talk about. The beep beep composition going in with the Scion and with the Nocturne. It's very sudden and it's very hard to react to.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, you've got that Nocturne paranoia coming off, and you have no vision, which is really important when you're playing Caitlyn, to really try to make sure that you're positioning. And even Kale, right? You need that vision to be able to actually put down that ultimate. And if you can't do that because you're just a little bit too out of range, you're not in melee form of some of your other champions. You have Scion Gragas, and you have all these skill shots. We're gonna call Scion a skill shot when he uses ultimate to try and dodge all at the same time. You can't see that. That is great use of vision denial for the side of Vortex. It is a lot of timing, yes, but these are a lot of great tools for them if they want to try and go in immediately. You have that predator. The reason why we're calling it beep beep is you have that paranoid to immediately get the drop on someone, and Scion unstoppable force, or sorry, unstoppable onslaught on top.
Why'd you have to do me like that, Dimitri?
I'm so sorry.
It's too soon.
And you've got the Gragas. I mean, you've got all these things that are just go, 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 go. And even Rakan with the quickness, it's in the name. You gotta go fast.
Yeah, gotta go absolutely fast. So the engage is just gonna be pretty instant. You're gonna need to have quite fast reaction times over on the other side of the map, which forget which team's which for a second. Kind of remind me right now.
Flamers.
All right, Flamers, we're good. But yeah, as I was saying about that reaction time, it's absolutely crucial though, because especially when you go mid lane Nocturne and you are able to get some kills in, whether it's roaming or whether it's in the 1v1, a lot of Nocturnes, they do go for like a kind of lethality build when they start getting a lead. And that can be devastating if it gets fed because you dive on the backline and you get to lead an ADC almost in an instant, like old school Rengar status. So you're going to need to use that Divine Judgment as fast as possible on that Kale and make sure you keep that Caitlyn alive because she is the late game plan.
Yeah, and this is again all kind of building on the fact that this Nocturne's not going to get smashed in lane. This is still Pantheon. Yes, it is 922 Pantheon, so no longer executing at 25% HP on the Q, on the tap Q, but it is now 20%. This is assuming that Nocturne's not just going to get completely blown out. Between Pantheon and Elise, this is kind of like what we fear when we see that Elise Renekton and topside. It becomes very difficult for you, and you just shut out an entire side of the map. But if it's the mid laner, you're shutting out a huge chunk of this map that Gragas no longer has priority over. And we actually are going to see Nocturne with the lethal tempo here, so not going to do any kind of Halo Blades shenanigans. Pantheon or Margarine and C9 Reject are going to have to look for an object, or kind of try to blow the flash early on this Nocturne. And if you can force that TP out early, it's over because Pantheon will run this lane, and it's going to be on that spell shield that he has to really try to block out on that stun.
And you've been talking about a bit of nerfs as well. You keep bringing up Pantheon and the changes they did to him. You got to remember, Xayah was touched as well. They did take away a little bit of that hyper carry potential by nerfing her W, reducing the attack speed she gets. So I think that puts a lot more stress over on the side of Vortex because that late game has been taken away ever so much more thanks to that nerf and put ever so much more into the pocket over on the side of the Flamers.
Wait, we also gotta be careful. Kale got a nerf too. She
Oh,
got
God.
increased mana cost on her W blessing on the heal, and we've got the decreased damage on her Q. So I mean, we got a couple of nerfs for early game, right? Like
It's Nerf City.
no more Radiant Blast, just taking away half of your health with a corrupting pot. So there are a couple of nerfs. We're playing some champions that have been touched on this patch, but nothing too out of the ordinary. If you are playing Kale, you're not playing her for early game, and if you are going to even or winning early game, something's probably going wrong for the enemy team.
So our team's hitting the rift right now. Vortex versus Flamers Incorporated, and it's going to be a 5-point spread going both ways. Get that early vision going, and it is a best of one, so there's no room for errors. You absolutely have to try and play this as best as you can and get that victory to walk away with a smile on your face.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. Try and just take a look across, but I mean, we don't see any TPs for bot laners, which I think is, thankful. At least we're not going to see cross teleport plays for these teams. Just going for the heal, nothing too out of the ordinary. I kind of want to touch on where we're going to see Loker on this pathing. It's going to be really important to see between these two junglers where their first ganks are and just how effective they are on it. Because obviously, Elise is one of those junglers that you need to start getting kind of the AP variant of Rek'Sai. You need to be getting going early, and after a while, you are going to continue to fall off. While Loker has some utility when it comes to that Predator body slam, as well as the explosive cask. I want to see them try to affect this mid lane. This is one of the more volatile matchups, although top lane, I think, could be very, very weak for the side of Flamers if they're able to get something on Terry.
Yeah, so we got to see how that plays out. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, it is that Caitlyn Alistair versus the Xayah Rakan matchup, and typically you do get a little bit of lane priority going over towards Xayah just because you can press the E to retract the feathers and do a lot of wave damage. But look at this fight going on in the mid lane. Meanwhile, just really bringing it to each other over there. Meanwhile, a fight going on in the bot lane. Flash burnt out of Kentology to be able to stay alive, and already early summoner spells coming out.
Yeah, great job right there. They're able to get a lot of damage onto Kentology. He has to build a flash, and he no longer has pot. He isn't able to sit on too much of that healing. And this is the wondrous thing we're watching in mid lane. Not only is there a little bit of a level discrepancy, but corrupting pots are all gone for Margarine, and Lil Piranha's almost out, sitting on the last stack there. They're getting so much healing, so much damage out of this, and level 2 advantage here for them.
Oh, this is rough. The auto's coming in and the ignite's ticking, but doesn't look like it's going to be the end there because you got a biscuit going at the same time, get that extra health. It's going to keep Anthology alive.
Yeah, they went for the deadly plumage, so not able to get the blade caller out early. Wasn't able to call them back and get that first blood, but getting both flashes and the heal out from this bot lane, so important. Already showing a lot of great dominance here for the side of Vortex, and I love that.
Especially when you're on the Xayah, who is a mid-game carry. She starts to spike around 2 to 3 items, and before Caitlyn does, it's quite scary. Is pushing up to that tower right now, trying to get some damage onto the plates. Collecting those plates early will be the name of the game over on the side of Vortex's bot lane.
And take a look at this. So we already see a little bit of a modified path here for the side of Elise. Just going for one half of that jungle on bot side and immediately moving over top. Sadly, Terry on this Kale has already pushed out the wave, so they're probably not going to be looking for a dive. And with this ward that's on the Raptors, they should know sooner rather than later that Loker, after doing one side, has his Predator and he's ready to gank bot side. So already trying to get a trade for Scuttles. And with bot lane, or sorry, with Margarine also leaving lane, probably not going to even see a gank on that side of the map.
And another thing there is a ward over by the Raptors of Loker, so they do have some idea of where he is. They do know he's going after that bottom scuttle. I mean, you didn't have to guess that much to figure out he'd be going to the opposite one, but any vision is good vision. You do get the idea that he has taken the back already. It does have the boots of speed to start activating the Predator.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of vision right here. This wave isn't too amazing at diving, and they do have that ward onto Dano, so they know that this Rakan is sitting in the bush. Looks like he's just going to waste a little bit of time there. Both mid laners kind of having offset backs on when they want to arrive. But so far, I mean, besides this bot lane, they've been able to stay back in. They're only down just about a wave now. But Kentology has kind of held himself. He has his fleet footwork, so he's healing back into this lane. Doing all right for themselves so far.
So the one thing we haven't seen yet is a gank come out of Reject. We've already seen Loker try and attempt it, but when you're on the Elise, you're typically trying to find ganks all the time. Instead, it's going to be a power farming route coming out of Reject as he just goes for straight clears, trying to clear out the entirety of his jungle.
Yeah, the Spider Queen doing her best Karthus impression right now. Just trying to get as much. They do actually end up catching this. I love this from Dano. They move with priority. Loker, you're sitting on a ward, buddy. But Dano also gets vision, so both teams know where the enemy junglers are, all sitting towards bot side. Margarine not level 6, but already making a little bit of a roam down, making sure he's putting down vision, getting that pink ward that was sitting in the pixel brush.
The poor dude's still waiting there. That's the long con right there, and it's definitely not paying off for poor Loker.
Oh,
he canceled his recall as well, but fight going on in the mid lane. Back and forth between Piranha and Margarine. Margarine taking a load of damage, falls to about 200 health, and little Piranha showing what this Nocturne can really do in the early game.
Yeah, and the great thing, or maybe the worst thing that happened there was Margarine ends up stunning one of the minions, so little Piranha doesn't get the attack speed from that spell shield from the W, so not able to trade a little bit too much, but we were saying, this Nocturne has a pretty okay time at trading. The early game was where we were looking for some of these advantages, and now we see that Elise is sitting near mid. Potentially, we could see something bot lane as well now going off.
Able to bring back the feathers, gets to the knockup, but the pressure's there, just not the kills just yet. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, looking to find a gank is going to be Reject. He tries to set it up, but is going to be spotted out. Piranha and Loker both chasing a Margarine, jumps in, but pops the spell shield in the process as the fear goes off, fighting tooth and nail. Piranha critically low, will fall. First blood going into the hands of the Flamers. Now Loker in a world of trouble.
Wait a minute.
Starts to roam on down. The barrel goes out, but the judgment is there to keep Reject alive. Now drop the Chalupa. Needs to drop that fight and run on under his turret. Force to burn his flash to be able to stay alive, but the action's not done just yet because there's a teleport going on in the mid lane. Piranha is able to show back up, but only watching the ruins of that last failed team fight.
Yeah, that was really, really good from them. They're just barely able to eke out that kill, that first blood right onto him, and thankfully does go on a Margarine. We were taking a look. Where is his first successful gank going to come in? We saw Loker try to sneak around the bot side, wasted a little bit of time, and we see mid lane is where it ends up being, and Reject is finally able to find a really good gank for them. They get a lot of ultimates out there.
Oh, man.
Or they got a lot of summoners, sorry. They get the TP out of Little Piranha, and they get the flash as well as double summons down to bot.
Oh, yeah, going straight for that bot lane dive, but the flash is back up. Kentology looking to run away. Dano trying to put the pressure. The Ignite goes out, and Dano will be able to pick up that kill onto the ADC. But now you're against Thanatology and Margarine completely on the run. The double knockup will go through, and Margarine just destroys Dano. He's going to claim Piranha as well. That was a full 3-course meal.
Yeah, and that was a lot of damage. I can't believe it's not butter the way he sliced through all of them. That was absolutely insane. I love that for Margarine. Using the Grand Skyfall right out of base, and they're able to pick up we were trying to give Flamers some advantages. Hey, maybe looking for a dive, and they were like, Vortex was like, hey, we can be divers too. And Flamers were like, hey, calm down, buddy. We're gonna keep our identity to ourselves. They do end up trying to turn that around, and Margarine already here with a 3-0 lead right now.
I said it earlier, Vortex are the underdogs. 2-1 score at the moment to Flamers 3-0, and Flamers are already off to a good start on a composition that scales. So you have to start seeing that movement come out of Vortex quite soon.
Hopefully. Right now what we're looking at is top side. Terry had an incredibly great early game right now. He's already the Divine Judgment came out a little early and ended up being not super useful, but he got level 6 rather painlessly. He's going up against Scion, who just honestly nullifies a lot of lane matchups and was able to just get this for free. So now he's just able to farm with his Kleptomancy. He's building up the tier, so we're going to see a Manamune coming in here, and that's going to be your late game insurance for right now. Engage on the bot.
Yeah, looking to find the double knockup. Loker still continuing the aggression as the Featherstorm comes out, finds the roots, and Samso takes out Kinetology. Now Reject trying to claim Dano. Dano looking to hop over the wall. The autos are going through. Dano doesn't have much of an escape here as he gets caught by the cocoon and dropped by Reject. And hell of a fight between these two teams, going 1-for-1 each.
Yeah, that kill took a lot of time for Flamers to try and get. They immediately get the kill on the other side onto Kentology. We see that Reject tries to sit through the bush and doesn't land anything on the Samso. So while that it is a 1-for-1 trade, I think that the amount of time that they wasted here for Reject is pretty good, although Loker is pretty low and is going to lose a massive portion of his jungle, if not the entirety of his bot side. Nocturne could come over, does have Paranoia, and Dano's ready to try and turn this around.
Ooh, fight waiting to break out. Margarine gonna run right into the Piranha. The knockup going through onto Reject as he backs off towards his teammate, and the red buff steal is not gonna go through. Reject can only watch, but if you fight it right there, you give him opportunity, and Thanatology showing up as well. Cocoon whiffs wide.
Flash.
Loker looking to walk away, still stunning up Piranha, and there's the headbutt pulverized combo. Piranha is in trouble, and Margarine takes him down. Now Loker still low on health, only backed up by Dano, the support, so they have to back off of this fight, forfeit that red buff.
What are they doing? They're just scrambling around the jungle, and Piranha just gets left like a fish out of water, just sitting, kind of going back into the bush. He wants to figure out whether or not he wants to go in for an engage. And this man just gets stunned back to back. Margarine just finding the kills, and I love that he's working with the support. There's so much CC when you stack it with the side of Flamers between Alistar and Pantheon. A lot of it is so targeted. It's really a beautiful thing to watch, and Piranha's now starting to get so abused. He already has his passive, but he's not going to have enough to try and wave clear. Right now, he's going to become a wave clear bot. Gets the Tiamat, is going to just try and push lanes and look for something, maybe top side, but that's starting to get a little bit out of hand as well.
Yeah, this whole match is starting to get out of hand, and here comes another fight coming through. The Paranoia comes through, looking for the back line, able to get Thanatology once again. Now Thanatology running away, goes under his tower, has the ultimate, so the dive will not be completed. But with the ADC down, it's free reign on this turret to collect plates.
Yeah, and now that they know Tom Nocturne is bot side, they have 3 members down there. They could potentially look for something if they try to use the Grand Skyfall, but on the opposite side, Flamers are getting the Rift Herald. Chalupa is sitting here ready to turn this. Loker is not level 6 right now. He's sitting on blue buff, and just want to check his XP. He's not going to be level 6 for a while now, so he's going to have to just, we're just going to have to give this up. Rift Herald going over for free. Hopefully, it looks like they might even try to crash this top side, unless Elise does want to try and move this into mid lane. We already see Dano making those movements as well.
Yeah, Loker was able to hit level 6 off that blue buff, but that's the way it is right there. I mean, we saw it happen earlier. A lot of pressure on the bot lane jungle. He was forced out of it, and they took so much away. Now Shelly's hitting the rift. Turret plates are still up with 2 minutes remaining, so it's going to be a good chunk of gold over to the top lane and jungle of the Flamers.
Yeah, right now, the individual solo laners of Flamers are doing absolutely wonderful. And Dano, please don't get farmed under your own turret, man. This is, you don't have flash.
Oh, that might be it for Terry using the divine intervention, but the knockup comes out from Thanatology. Fights going on in the top lane as well as the bot lane, and Margarine comes in destroying Dano. Wants to find Samso as well, and will claim just that, but the fight's not over. Still the top lane Reject running for the heals, just trying to get away from Chalupa and Piranha.
No mana. Yeah, the Scion has no mana. You're not able to hit that decimating smash, and they're able to get a lot of turret plates there. Just want to take a look. Yeah, they get it down to one last turret plate. That was an amazing setup from them. They're able to get a lot of kills as well as setting up this bot lane now. Kentology right now is down almost 30, 40 CS under Samso. This is the part where we were taking a look at Vortex. We're like, all right, this is at least where all your eggs are kind of laying now. And when you give a lot of that gold back over, specifically to a Pantheon who's already super far ahead, and now they're going to be able to get turret plates, this is where Flamers are going to try and find some of their success, because this is where the side of Vortex were looking to try and keep some of their success, because right now it's only there.
They're still looking to find more, though. Able to get the double charm going through, but here comes the Cavalry Margarine, able to show up. Dano falling critically low. Margarine will take him down and will find the double against Piranha. Now Samso on the run. Don't want to get caught by that stun, and there it is. Damage going through, but Loker tried to protect his ADC. It won't work because the Piltover Peacemaker finds its mark.
I feel so bad for Piranha. Every single time he wants to use the Paranoia off of cooldown, ends up just being at least one other kill going over to the side of Flamers, and they're able to pick up another 3 set here, killing Samso, killing Dano, killing himself at this point, and now a Cloud Drake is now going to go over in favor. They're going to use the Unstoppable Onslaught top side, just going to try and knock Loker away.
But don't fall for this. Thanatology's still alive, but meanwhile the top lane turret does go down. Thanatology will be able to walk away, but will a while tarry? That is the question. Drop Chalupa does not have the dinner bell, so that might not be the case. Still got a little bit of time left on the Divine Judgment, so while tarry, there's no way out of this. Chalupa smash, Chalupa acquire a kill.
Yeah, there you go. It has to blow the flash there, so really now they're just trying to expend as many resources just to try go barely even. 5,000 in the favor of Flamers, and right now Margarine is just having pick of the litter. Is an absolute delicious pizza pie that he's baking right now. It's just the you know the saying is the cake's in the oven, the pie's in the oven at this point, and it's ready to be consumed. They're ready to try and take their cake and eat it too, because right now, Lil Piranha is so far behind, and Loker as well. Loker has just not had an amazing game so far. Flamers on almost all accounts are doing really well for themselves. Even Terry, who by scoreline alone is not having an amazing game, is just applying so much pressure up there thanks to kind of this weird pick we're taking a look at in the Scion.
Meanwhile, taking a look at the bot lane, one of the lanes that Flamers was really struggling in. That gold lead is starting to diminish now. 600 gold separates these two ADCs, Samso and Kantology, in favor of Samso, but now they're looking to make sure that gold continues to grow rather than depleting. The rotation comes out of Kantology and Thanatology, and the turret is surrendered.
Yeah, and just take a look at the itemization right now. We already have Samso looking to try and get his Infinity Edge next, although he's about 700 gold, so probably just going to try and finish his boost or pick up another dagger. Kantology's only sitting on components for an Infinity Edge. Yeah. Now, there's the famous saying for every Caitlyn, the power trough, whatever, but Caitlyn on 2 items is going to be significantly weaker than Samso. And you had brought this up earlier where we're taking a look at the power spikes and specifically Xayah being this mid-game power spike where you're so strong on 2 or 3 items. That's exactly where Caitlyn starts to falter.
And fighting the knockup, looking to find the jungle invade. Loker gets some damage on the Thanatology, but it is an Alistair. It's not easy to kill the cow. And Thanatology will be able to flash away and find safety. But Wild Terry is the one who's going to be caught out as Dano closer and closer finds the quickness. Will get the grand entrance. And the rest of the squad looking to beep on in onto Wild Terry. They take him down. Loker will fall as well. Now Reject caught into no man's land, getting swiped away by the hands of Piranha. But a nice little punt coming out of Thanatology. And Margarine has arrived. Legendary now as he destroys Piranha. Still looking to claim more kills. He's kicking ass. He's taking names. And he wants a chalupa to be on his menu as well as he's able to claim a double.
Margarine just doing absolutely God's work right now. The Grand Skyfall comes in and completely sweeps Vortex off the map. Dano just trying to find the last escape route right there. And this is one of the problems with this mid lane now is Margarine has been so far ahead that even when his team can take these bad fights, he can just come in like Superman and just sweep this team, make sure that he can carry them, say, hey guys, don't worry, I've got you, I can protect you.
And Dimitri, that's 3K that separates these mid laners, over 3K gold. That is absolutely disgusting how much of a lead Margarine has.
It's not even 3K, it's a little bit more than that, right? Like you've got the 3K, you get a little bit more gold value when you take a look at the Cloud Drake and what movement speed that's giving. You also have the level lead, so about 500 gold there. I mean, Margarine is having his field day, and he's basically just doing whatever he wants. Now, this was a bad play precipitated by Flamers trying to invade a little bit too hard. We saw Thanatology at first, and then Terry just takes it a really bad path trying to cut into that jungle, and a lot of resources are wasted onto the Kayle, and they do get that kill. However, this just means that now Kantology as well as Reject can kind of just ease this fight, slow it down just enough for that Grand Skyfall to come in, and they're able to get that last couple of get those last couple of kills. And now we've kind of reset. Now we take a look. I mean, Vortex has a pretty nice map state for all they want right now. They can kind of just sit there and wait for a couple of waves to start crashing. They've got this bot wave pushing. Sion can now move. This mid lane is really where the next fight, I think, is going to take place. You already see Kantology and Thanatology have been sitting here. They're just trying to break this last one. And Nocturne's even sitting and splitting. So far, Vortex have a really great way of how they reset on the map here.
I think the next fight might be around Drake. Infernal Drake will be spawning within the next 15 seconds. Already looking to get the resets will be Chalupa, who just took his recall, trying to make it over there. We still don't have Piranha in the area. Piranha does have the teleport, though, so they can get there fast if they do want to commit to this fight. As well as Wild Terry not having his teleport. So it could be a 5-on-4, but it's all a matter if Vortex do pull the trigger.
Yeah, they do have the scuttle here, so they are going to have vision of this. How willing are Vortex trying to just give this over? Loker is about 50% HP. Isn't able to use it. He uses the explosive cast, but the dragon is still going to go over to the side of Flamers. And what did they do with this? We see Vortex, they shove this mid lane in, and they already know that, hey, Terry doesn't have TP, so they push in topside, but they're not able to really score too much off of this.
Yeah, it's kind of a missed opportunity. You could have had the uneven matchup, and when you're at a deficit this large, taking down Margarine at the very least is a huge win. That's 700 gold you could pick up, but they're they're weighing the risk and they're saying it's a little bit too much, just being very defensive, not willing to take these fights.
Yeah, having the Gragas ultimate down apparently is worth the risk. They're willing to throw that one away. Not really willing to throw away maybe a couple of lives in trade here, but for now, I mean, if this continues the way that it's going, if we, we're continuing along this trend, we're going to keep seeing that a lot of these fights are going to be around objectives. Obviously, that one is more of an outlier, but Flamers are just looking to just try and say, hey, I mean, they should be looking to really just try to speed up this map right now because if they do want to kind of sit back and stall, you're going to allow for Piranha to finally finish his garage sale of items and maybe even let Sion get his second one, which is going to become a problem for them. They're not going to be able to kill this Sion as quickly as they think.
And really, Vortex are not completely out of this game just yet because all the gold is on Margarine. If you could find a fight where Margarine's not there, you can start taking some advantages. You can start turning around this gold lead. And a great place to do it would be this top lane right here where Wild Terry still doesn't have his teleport.
Yeah, for sure. And with all this gold that's being funneled back into Vortex, yes, some of it is being shared. A lot of this experience is being shared. So we're going to start to see potentially a little bit of a level discrepancy between certain members of each team. But like you were saying, a lot of this gold, if not almost all of it, is on the side of Margarine. And wherever he is not is where Vortex can look to play. And really, we've been complimenting Samso. Now to see, let's see if Piranha can try and take this one.
Oh, Piranha's starting to walk away. I don't think he wants anything to do with this. He stayed there too long. The flash is going to be burnt, and the slow coming out of the smite. That's the end of Piranha right there. They're just chopping up and making sushi as the top lane fight continues. You're still going to find some chaos going around the rift as Loker and Dano are able to pick up one kill. Margarine's still fighting this, but remember, he has a lot of power on his side, and he's going to unleash it on the Loker. Still being legendary, still being a monster. But here comes Samso. The Ignite is going to be burning. Still looking to get that damage onto Samso, blocking the damage. Meanwhile, there comes the Feather Storm, and another kill going over the Margarine. Falls to about 200 health. Will finally get shut down at the hands of Samso. But all that being said, the Flamers seize mid lane as well as the top.
3 people it takes. Or 4 people, sorry, it takes to take down Margarine finally. And while that is going on to Samso, they're able to take 2 turrets. They're also taking the one in top side. Now they're trying to look to try and take some damage onto Chalupa, but Vortex, they need to put in so many resources. 3 turrets now on top of that. So 3 people have to die for him. Another 3 turrets. This is the absolute sacrifice for the man, not from Sparta.
He went down. 700 gold was given over to Samso, so it's definitely
that's just
in the right
bounty
place.
gold. That's another 300 for the kill.
So
and he's still worth another 900.
So he still collected quite a bit, but it's the gold in the place where you want it to be as the fight is going to continue. Looking to find the engage with the paranoia, trying to get the knockup. Benito's going to be knocked up, but he wants to be that front line. He wants to take the CC, but here comes Margarine looking to fall on in and take the fight to the face of Vortex. Vortex immediately back away.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a great fight for them. They force a lot of great ultimates. Yes, you have the paranoia that's been used, but you automatically now no longer have the Skyfall as well as this Divine Judgment to try and save anybody. So this is a period of time where Vortex can be a little bit safer in where they want to fight or if they want to try and go for another dive, because we've been seeing that they've been trying to put at least some resources trying to kill this Kayle. Divine Intervention wastes a lot of their time, but this could now be at least another a couple of like maybe 60 to 70 seconds where they could find something.
I mean, even though it's a divine judgment, excuse me, I always want to say intervention.
I mean, technically it should be intervention, right? Like it is literally Kayle intervening into someone dying.
Yeah. I always have that problem when they change the name of moves. Rat-a-tat-tat and Spray and Pray was absolute hell for me. Yeah. Final Spark and Finalis Fukin. I don't think people know that one too well. That was the original name of Final Spark.
Is it in German?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. But I mean, yeah, when they start changing names, that's when it gets a little bit problematic. Speaking of changing things, finally we get a Mountain Drake. So changing up the Drakes. Finally get a third one. Are we gonna throw another explosive cask? I hope not. Probably not this time. Margin's just sitting as a forward guard, trying to be a little bit of a start the phalanx for his team here. But they should have vision. It looks like the side of Vortex, they're in no position to try and contest this between the 3 of these members. I mean, so far, I'd say the last 10 minutes have been relatively slow compared to the first 10 we saw. It is going to start to pick up incredibly fast because Terry is now roaming to solo lanes and is starting to pick up a lot of levels, is almost level 16, and Kale's fully stacked on the Mirror Mana. So we are going to start to see this game hopefully start to pick up, if not only because of this Pantheon who's starting to be on a little bit on the decline while Kale's starting to ramp up.
And that's exactly what you wanted right there. You wanted Margarine to deadlift the entire first half of the game so you can let those hyper carries start to scale and do the rest of the work for you. And yeah, as he said it's a real threat right now. Flamers are looking so good at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to take a look at where we see. Okay, automatically using the ultimate on the Kale, Divine Judgment down.
Could be used, but it completely negated.
I look for something. He's going to actually end up finding the kill. Shutdown as well. So a lot of gold already on the Samso. Caitlyn going down as well. This is 2 kills here for Vortex. And now Grand Skyfall in mid lane.
If they escape him, that is a huge win right now, but you know how Margarine can be. He always wants to take the fight, and the fight is being brought to him as Vortex chooses to take the counter engage. Gonna find the knock on Margarine, going golden, will be reject, but how long can he stay up there? Margarine picks up a kill on the Dado. He's still on the run, and he's still fighting him. Able to use the blast plat, taking Margarine back in, but there comes the decimating smash, and another shutdown going over to Samso.
All right, I said this game was going to start to slow down for Flamers, and it actually slows down completely to a halt and start actually going in reverse. Vortex are able to pick up a lot of key kills, 4 members going down on their side. This should just be the Baron for them for free, and now they're starting to spike. Here we go, 2 items here for Samso. And finally, Piranha is able to pick up another item, but really, Scion is another great way, another great initiation tool. TP coming in as well now for Kale.
Health bars are so low. This could be disaster for Vortex. While Terry starting to go forward, drop the Chalupa, will be the front line. So fortunately for Vortex, they will be able to back off safely without risking anything, without losing anything for that Baron attempt.
Hey, Desrex, I just want to ask you a question real quick. Did you suddenly like transport to like the back of your room or something? Because you're really low for me all of a sudden. It feels like you kind of like you're in like another room.
All right, let's try that again. Are we good?
There we go. All right, you're back.
The cable got a little bit loose. We're good now.
All right, okay. Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, that was a really great turn of events. They aren't able to get the Baron, but getting that TP out of Kale is still super, super important. You're now forcing her to not really sit too much in a side lane. Hopefully his Pantheon is going to sit there and look for something with that Grand Skyfall. But that was an amazing turn of events. And now they're actually just going to be able to force the Baron here.
Wow.
They notice that Piranha's now bought and he has the TP available, but no one's really in position on the side of Vortex.
And there's no way to contest it when it's a 5v5, so the Baron is absolutely free. Vortex need to back off here. They have no right to be here without having Piranha, and there it is. Drop to Chalupa, will be the one who pays for it, but the Grand Skyfall coming out of Margarine. Unfortunately, Samso makes them pay for it, and another chunk of gold going over to Samso. That's one of the big things we've been seeing here. He is now about 3K ahead of his opponent.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that any day of the week. That is your frontline engage, but Nocturne's going to continue to split. They need to be so careful right now because you have Baron, not only with that, but level 15 Kale, about to hit level 16. She's got her 3 items. They're looking for an engage.
Yeah, Loker getting critically low, so is Thanatology. They're both on the return as the Featherstorm goes out, and there is the Darkness trying to scare off the members of the Flamers, but there he comes! Piranha able to show up, and Piranha is destroyed! The Paranoia going the wrong way for Vortex, and now looking to jump in will be Chalupa, will be Loker, will be Dano, as they try and defend their base, fighting tooth and nail. Margarine is now back. He does have the Grand Skyfall. Samso has to defend his base as best as he can, has to throw in those autos, go after the ADC, fight the triple kill, and Samso gets the triple, saving his team's chances.
That was so close. They were getting incredibly, they were just like, okay, well, maybe we don't want to fight, we want to just kind of let this go on, but Samso needs to be able to turn it on, and in the last moments there, they're able to finally find the kill onto Kale. Now they need to be so careful right now. They've got that open nexus, like you had mentioned. Grand Skyfall comes in from Pantheon, and this game can be over in the blink of an eye. That was incredibly close. And Vortex, they need to be able to fight back. Yes, Samso gets chunked out very, very quickly in that fight. But Piranha going in, you are not an assassin. You take a look at his itemization. He's gone for Black Cleaver. He's gone for Spear of Shojin. This is more of a Bruiser-esque build where he's able to continue fighting one person, specifically looking at this Pantheon. And it has not been that case. You cannot go in like that unless you are willing to kind of recognize, hey, I'm going in just to press Paranoia and die, not looking. if maybe someone doesn't focus him, but that's not, that's not really what's expected when a Nocturne immediately just kind of presents himself to the team.
And I think that's one of those situations where they're just backed into this corner because Margarine scaled so much. I mean, with this type of build over on Little Piranha, you typically go Conqueror for these sustained fights, but the lethal tempo is when you try to be an assassin, but that's not going to be the case here. It is just absolute chaos, and Flamers are looking to close this out quite soon as they do this Baron-empowered push in the bot lane.
Yeah, level 16 here for Terry now on the Kale. So Kale has been activated. Long have we waited. Finally activated into coming in. 261 CS. This guy has been just AFK farming, it feels like, but even on that score line, it is super deceptive with how he's been in all of these team fights. Predator available. Now we're using the ultimate.
Ooh, trying to find the engage, but Dado gets dropped.
Skyfall to the bait.
Grand Skyfall comes in. The man drop of Margarine. Throwing on the backline will be an explosive cast, but a double knockup looking to come out through Thanatology, putting Divine Judgment onto him to keep him alive a little bit longer, but the turret's going to be able to fall, so this is going to continue the fight for the Flamers as they go after the members of Vortex, looking to flush them down the drain, but the retreat happens, which means it's time to grab the inhibitor and continue the pressure onto the Nexus. They don't have Margarine. They don't have Thanatology. Health bars are starting to get low. I do not think the Flamers can stay here any longer, and they are immediately backing off, respecting the threat that Vortex can bring.
Yeah, and right now, Samso is just absolutely dragging his team across the finish line at this point, and it's really what we've been expecting. Samso was finding finding a lot of great leads early on, and being one of the reasons why Vortex was able to stay in this game. And so far, he's having an amazing kind of base defense at this point, just barely holding on. The Blade Caller is really where we're seeing Flamers trying to have an issue with trying to deal with. Yes, he has that Blade Caller as well as a Featherstorm. It creates a situation where you have a lot of people looking down at the ground. You have too many things to be looking at, and all of a sudden, Samso just rips through your team. Now, they're spending a lot of resources onto Loker and to drop that Chalupa, which is exactly what they want when you're on the side of Vortex. Let your engagers, let these people who are a little bit tankier than the others, try to soak up a lot of these resources from Flamers, so that when Samso and when Dano try to go in, they're kind of free to do what they please.
And here's the grim reality, though. Samso pretty much is the entire team of Vortex. Everyone else is just looking to hold the line for him to keep him alive. So Samso goes down in one of these next fights. Flamers can just outright close it right there. Piranha doesn't do enough damage. Loker doesn't do enough damage. And you got two tanky boys that are certainly not going to do much damage.
I don't know what division Samso ended last season, but this is definitely a way better way to have a challenger backpack, honestly. Instead of an actual challenger backpack, it's his entire team sitting in there, getting in the little pouch, sitting probably with one of those feathers in there. But now it's looking for a siege on a mid lane. Kentology, just being able to utilize the long range of Caitlyn to just try and attack these turrets. And when you set up that turret line, I mean, this is pretty free for them. They're able to sit right here. Baron's up in 45, so if they're not able to find something there, if they're not able to completely crack open this base, they can say, all right, fine. We'll wait 30 seconds, grab Baron, and we'll be right back with your order, sir.
Yeah, they have their pick of the litter. You see that right there, a Baron-empowered super minion wave. Not a Baron-empowered, excuse me, a super minion wave coming in the bot lane, a super minion wave coming in the top lane. Now it's going to be doubles coming in every single lane. They don't have to finish it off. They could feel happy just going back and grabbing that Baron and bringing those super minions in with the Baron buff.
Tesrex, I hate to say that you're wrong, buddy, but the top lane inhibitor is about to respawn. That's why we see no supers in top lane anymore. So no double super minions, but you're still right. The mid lane still does go down, and like we just said, the Baron is going to be the next one. This should just go down in an instant. You have double mountain, and you've got Caitlyn plus Kale. This thing is just absolutely gone. Look at how this thing melts.
It's gone. That's it.
I would say
Goodbye,
it's like
Baron.
butter,
I knew you well.
It's not like butter. It's almost butter.
Oh my, I can't believe it's not butter.
We're gonna make this yeah, exactly. We're gonna make this joke one more time. But I mean, you directly pointed to this fact that Samso is the lead. Look at this lead. I mean, we can kind of take it as like a juxtaposition between Terry and Samso. Terry has about a 90 CS lead, and we take a look at the side of Samso, sitting at about 90 almost. So on opposite sides, we've got our hyper carries ready to try and play this one out. Both level 17, both sitting at full build, except for Terry sitting on stopwatch. But this should be the last push. Put Margarine in a side lane, please. It looks like they're all going to try and rotate top finish out that last inhibitor. And I love this flank from the side of Dano. They're spending a lot of resources onto Margarine now.
Yeah, and remember, he does have Guardian Angel, so even if you get the kill, you don't take him out of the fight. But Dano going down. Another fight continuing. Thanatology looking to go deep for the backline. He wants to find Samso. We'll get the stun on the Samso, and Margarine is going straight after him as well. Samso's running critically low. The Guardian Angel has been popped. Loker goes down. The rest of Vortex go down, and so does their hopes of winning this game, as Flamers are able to destroy Vortex and walk it down into the base.
Yeah, and the execution there was so close, but I love this from Cantology. He immediately uses the trap and stops Dano right in his tracks. The flank was the correct idea, but in execution, it was not enough. We end up seeing Flamers take a pretty dominant 34-minute victory against Vortex.
And it's a bit of a head scratcher as well. I get trying to find the isolated person and executing him as best as you can, but Margarine is past his prime. He's just looking to stand there as the hero for his hyper carries. And even with that, he has a Guardian Angel. It was a very ill-conceived move.
Yeah, and we end up seeing, I really like this from the side of Flamers. Their bot side, specifically Cantology and Thanatology, had absolutely amazing positioning in that last fight. Not only, like we had mentioned, the Caitlyn trap stopping Dano from coming in with the quickness to try and stun up the rest of the team, but also Thanatology immediately rushes into that backside and repositions Samso right into the team while he has the Divine Judgment on him. So a lot of damage that Samso really can't interact with is just going down straight onto him. He calls down the Feather Storm, but it's not enough. Even with the GA, he's just waiting in that kind of 5 seconds of, oh, okay, cool, I'm dead, between Terry shredding his entire team. And really, that was an absolutely beautiful team fight coming out from the side of Flamers.
Yeah, they did an excellent job, and it's no question why they're undefeated. Proceeding to 4-0 now. The Flamers are, well, pretty much on fire, so no other way to put it there. But we got to start closing this out now. I want to thank you guys for watching the Prophecy Cup. My name is Eric Desretz-Patran. My co-caster right here is Dimitri Alt Battery Toledo. Dimitri, you got any closing statements for us?
Oh, nerf Kale, please.
I agree, and we'll see you next time.
Nerf Malphite.
I am triggered. We'll see you next time. Bye.